Alrighty, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel again. Today I'm going to be letting you guys know every car that I've owned since I've been 15 years old. I've owned 8 different cars and I'm 27 now. That's kind of high for the amount of cars for somebody to own for that short amount of time, but I went through multiple cars. Like when I was a little bit younger, I went through 3 or 4 or 5 cars within like 5 years. I was getting a new car every single year, and I just got bored with each car that I got. And sometimes I would go to luxury, sometimes I would go to more family sedan, but I've always had it in my heart that I've wanted to have a sports car, and I've always went back to the sports car like scene, and it's just what I grew up on and what I've always loved. So I thought I'd tell you guys every car that I've owned up till today. So the very first car that I've owned was a 1994 Nissan Altima. I think it was a GXE. I'll put like pictures, if I have the actual pictures of the car, the cars that I actually owned, I'll put them like right next to me, or I'll put them on the whole screen, just so you don't have to see my face the whole time. But I'll let you guys see exactly what I had. If I don't have the exact same picture of the car that I owned, then I'll put a picture up of what the car that I had, what it looked like, the closest to it. Okay, so the first one I had was a 1994 Nissan Altima GXE, and that was my very first car. And I modded that thing up quite a bit. I put wheels on it, slammed it, coils, brand new paint job. It used to be teal. I think it was teal, and it was an ugly car, and I ended up painting it black metallic, and it had like silver and gold flakes in it. It was a really cool paint job. It was a good first car, I guess. I mean, it was an automatic, that's what sucked about it, but it was fun. Always like going around ripping the e-brake during the summer or during the winter. It was a lot of fun. So that was my first car, and I had that car for like 3 years, and then ended up getting into a really bad crash and totaled it. Like, it was a really bad crash. I got messed up pretty bad off that, and ended up totaling that, and then ended up buying a 1999 Mazda Miata MX-5. That car, I took the wheels off of my Altima because nothing happened to the wheels, and put them on the Miata. And I didn't touch any of the suspension or anything, but I put like a new soft top, like the convertible top. I replaced that and tinted the windows. That was pretty much it. That was a really fun car. It's like one of the best handling cars that I've had. I mean, Miatas have always had like really good handling. But my third car was a 2004 Audi A4 Quattro. That's when I went to more of like luxury. It's not like the most luxury, but I mean, it was an Audi, so it had more of the luxury feel, and it was all-wheel drive. And me living in Indiana, it made it so much easier through like the winter times, because that thing, it could be 2 feet of snow outside and it would just plow right through it. Didn't have any problems whatsoever. I almost had to make it go sideways if I wanted to play around, make it do a donut, because it would want to go straight. It never wanted to lose traction, which was a great thing. But after the Audi, I ended up going muscle. Then I went and got a 2004 Pontiac GTO with the 5.7 liter LS1. Great car, fun. It was heavy. It was a really heavy car, but the interior was awesome. It was really comfortable seats. Had great power. I mean, LS, I mean, you can't ever really go wrong with an LS. I finally ended up going kind of backwards, but I wanted to go to a sports car. I've always wanted to go back to a sports car, and I ended up getting a 1999 Mitsubishi Eclipse GST, the turbo. And yeah, I downgraded, kind of, but it's the sports car. So I wanted a sports car, and I saved a lot of money by only buying the Eclipse, and after selling the GTO, so that put some money in my bank account, and also got a pretty fun car. It was had every single thing that you could have pretty much have done to it bolt-on wise besides going internal. Like bigger turbo, bigger everything. I mean, just had everything, every single thing that you can think of was done to that car besides internal. And it was a fast, fun little car, but it started to have problems after, I don't know, about a year. It seems like I was getting a car every single year. And right after the Eclipse, I ended up getting I know you guys are gonna laugh, I got a 2002 Mustang GT, and I hated that car. God, I hated that car. It looked nice. I put I wrapped some stuff on it, like I wrapped the roof and put some little like black accents and stuff on it. I mean, it was white, but it was an automatic. I think that's where I messed up the most. It's an automatic. I got a really good deal on it. It had like 50,000 miles on it, and it had really low miles for the year, and I just couldn't pass it up because I ended up selling that like the next year after that because I didn't drive it all winter. I ended up having to drive one of my parents' cars to get me through the winter because I couldn't drive more than a mile without getting stuck in that car. I don't know what it was. The tires must have just been shot, but I mean they looked like they were okay, but I hated that car. I still today do not like Mustangs. I don't like looking at them. I think it's just because there's so many different ones and I see them everywhere. But I'm not a fan of Mustangs at all. I mean, I can respect when that if it's like super built and it's really fast. You know, I mean, yeah, cool. You know, you got a really fast Mustang. I just don't like Mustangs. I mean, the GT with the 4.6 is slow as shit. I mean, unless you go and put like a Kenny Bell supercharger on it. But, you know, then you're spending some helly money. So, after the Mustang was a 2011 Hyundai Sonata 2.0 Turbo. That's when I went to more of the family sedan because after I sold the Mustang, I was originally going to buy me an STI, like a 2006 STI. Well, it ended up having like 100,000 miles on it, and I started thinking like, should I be more responsible, not get a car that's a 2006 with 100,000 miles on it for like $16,000 and hope that it doesn't blow up on me, or think responsible and get something more like family sedanish and something that was nice. It was a really nice car, had nice curves. It was the perfect daily driver. It was kind of quick. It was a turbocharged. It looked good. It rode good. It had great gas mileage. It was everything that you can think of for a daily driver. It was perfect, but I hated seeing myself driving that car and then pulling up to another one every 5 minutes down the road because those things are everywhere also because it's a cheap, reliable car. But that's when I transitioned to Hyundai, and then I started looking into 370Zs and the Genesis Coupe and 2011, 2012 STI and 2013 Evo 10. Evo 10 and the STI ended up being just way out of my price range. So it went down between the 370Z and the Genesis Coupe that I have now, which I ended up getting the Genesis Coupe. It's the 2013 Genesis Coupe 3.8 R spec, which is pretty much like the top of the line besides not having navigation in the sunroof. But that car is pretty much everything that I could really hope for. Really, all besides the like low end torque, but I mean you can always modify your car. But I've always tried to transition back into the sports car, so I've got back into the sports car. So I ended up getting the Genesis, and now I'm pretty happy with that. It's a great car, and I can't really talk shit about anything about it. There are people that are out there that talk shit about it, but I don't have anything bad to say about it at all. I think it looks great. Great, power is great. The ride's great. Interior is great. The looks are great. It's just really it's a great car. So yeah, that's every car that I've had since I've been 15 years old, guys. I've had quite a few, and hopefully you guys like the video. The next car that I'm hoping to get, hopefully within the next 5 years, would be between a 2011 and 2000 through 2013 STI. I like the Hawkeye STI, and hopefully I can find one that's in my price range but also has lower mileage, and I'm hoping that I could get that sometime. But hopefully you guys like the video. Hopefully you guys like all the cars that I've had in my life. Some are good, some are bad. That's part of growing up, I guess. So hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. More videos to come. If you haven't checked out all my other videos, go check them out. My channel is basically on the Genesis Coupe.